I was just listening today of this guy that was doing a review or some sort of talk on the Passion of the Christ Resurrection movie that's supposed to be out next year or maybe a little bit afterwards, who knows. But apart from listening to him, I always liked the Passion of the Christ film. I thought it was always really, really good, very inspiring film. There's some bullshit in it as well. Like I pointed out in some of the other talks, so there's some bull crap in it. There's bull crap in everything, right? The film is going to focus on the 3 days when he's in the tomb, and apparently he's going to be going from this realm to other realms, like that he's going to be fighting, creatures in limbo, like in the 3 days and stuff like that, and spreading out and kind of like trying to get rid of the demons out of hell or something like that. I think in one interview Mel Gibson said that it was supposed to be like an acid trip, so maybe we'll have to take acid before we go into the cinema. I don't know, right? But I'd say that it'd be an interesting film, and I'd say it'll be a very big movie as well, very, very big. I have an interest in the film because I like it. I like the way it was structured. I like the way it was made. I like the way that it was put together. It was just brilliant. Mel Gibson is one of the best filmmakers ever. He's just really, really good at his craft. I was also thinking of The Man Who Died, which is also a resurrection movie that I have done. It's not my film. It's D.H. Lawrence's film. I've adapted the screenplay. So I'm making the short film for the Man Who Died. I'm starting now next month. I start some shots with the peasant and the rooster next month. So I have an interest in the resurrection because of The Man Who Died is also a resurrection film. It's not to do with different realms. It's not even to do with the classical version of the resurrection done by biblical scholars and stuff like that. It's just a version of the resurrection, which I like better. I like better because it makes it more palatable to human beings, like a man who died. And if you start viewing it as it like that is a very high-powered man who is connected onto the source. But in The Man Who Died, when he gets resurrected, after 3 days, he wakes up in the tomb, and he was never dead. His body appeared to be dead, and he wakes up in the tomb and gets the fuck away from human beings. And basically says that I made a mistake even preaching to them. Why did I bother preaching to them or talking to them at all? I made a mistake. And he asks his father for forgiveness for this mistake. And then it stumbles on to different parts. You'd have to read the book yourself, but it has a connection for The Man Who Died as well, because I'm trying to get The Man Who Died made. Even small budget, and small budget would mean $1 million or 500,000 or something like that, to make it very, very small budget, but with a resurrection film, which will probably be one of the biggest films ever, that will be good for The Man Who Died, because studios will be looking for other kinds of material that are reflective of that, because they'll always look at it from the perspective of money. That's it. They're not going to look at it from the perspective of the way that I look at it, that something is really worth making because it's important and it says something to people that can give a different perspective and a different way of looking at things, which The Man Who Died, D.H. Lawrence's The Man Who Died, does. So I hope Mel Gibson does really good with the film. He's a great filmmaker. I wish him the best with the whole thing. I'd say it'll be really, really good. Anything he's got anything to do with, he seems to have the Midas touch. It seems to just fall on gold all the time in the right way, because he's a great filmmaker. So I wish the film the best. And like I said, hopefully it'll help out The Man Who Died feature as well, because that's how it happens sometimes. You can piggyback off other things that are successful, because like I said, if they look at it just from the standpoint of making money, then there might be a chance with a bit of luck. You never know. I yield.